Hello, Chrissy. Hey, Joy. Hey, Teresa. Good morning, Em and Kate and Rob. You know, I know we're a small group, and it may seem like a casual thing that through me, as I channel, the teachers recognize you, and they call you by name. I don't, you know, some may call it a gift, some would say it's just, I didn't completely drink from the river of forgetfulness, and I remember, and many of you do the same thing. You remember, somebody comes up to you and they say, hi, my name is Charlie, and you go, I know you. I don't know how I know you, but I know you. And of course, there's no this dimension connection. It's another dimension connection that you are remembering. Because just think about it. Just think about this. Our soul goes on. It never dies. The spirit that you are, the body gives up. The body just takes about all it can, and think about it. We overload it with potato chips and Coca-Cola. Of course, you can use your Coke to also clean the battery cables off your car battery, so you never waste the rest of the Coke that you haven't finished. You just go pour it on your car battery. Can you imagine what it does to your liver? Take a piece of steak and put it in a glass of Coke. Or better yet, ask my husband, who at the age of 16 lost half of his kidney because all he drank was Coca-Cola. So he's running around with 1.5 kidneys. But he's making it, and he made it. So we got to say what? Thank you. You know, your gratitude is the only prayer you need to say every day. And even if you say it 52 days and you get sick of hearing it, say thank you. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my perfect life. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because they're all going to fight this out like they have generation after generation since this country was founded by a bunch of traitors, by the way. Hello. I mean, let's call a spade, right? They were a bunch of traitors. Go figure. Thank God. But each of their personal and individual stories created and formed the energy which we call the United States of America. And we came here for freedom and religious freedom and persecution. And that big word, freedom. Freedom. Free to make our choices, free to go to the church that we choose, free to become part of the solution and not part of the problem. And I ask you this morning, what are you doing? Some of the messages that come through in transmission have been this. Intuition is really a sudden immersion of the soul into the universal current of life where histories of all people are connected, and we are able to know everything because it's all written there. We are a caravan together, no matter that our life stories are different or similar, and the history of the world, all of that were written by the same hand. The hand that wrote the history of the world also wrote the history of your life and where you were going to come in. How many times have I said to you how important numerology is? I don't talk about it every Sunday, but if you are a consistent member of Harmony, you know about numerology and how important it is. Pythagoras, we go back how many years? 5,000 at least. And to the word, the spoken word, which you know had to be spoken before it could be written. And so we go into language, and Aramaic was a language that just appeared. They have no idea origins. It's not root from Latin or Greek, and it's not translatable to either Latin or Greek, but it was the cadence of the words and the language that invoked divinity. And those are the words that Yeshua spoke, and those are the words that he said. Toy vehun, Rachma, Shin Shin Shin, Kadosh Kadosh Kadosh, Adonai Sabaoth, Reshit, Eya, Esher, Eya. All of the prayers and everything and all the words that he spoke, there was a cadence to it to be able to heal and change the energy in the physical body. Along the line, somebody said to us, you can't do it yourself. Now it comes to a point where, you know, I believe this. I worked in medical for 30 years. I knew the front and the back office and the intricacies of the medical profession, and met doctors personally and knew that they, put their pants on just like everybody else does. And they're each having a calling, a very special calling, because whatever it is you do, you have to love it. Whether you clean the floors or the church, or you were a factory assembly worker, or whatever it is, you do the best that you can. And if you have aspirations to move up, well, then you set that intention out into the universe. I want to be the manager, or better yet, the president of the company. Randy Posh had a student, and he wanted to learn from him. And it wasn't because he was the best technologically. It was his drive. And he passed his classes, and his dream was to work with the Star Trek movies and Star Wars. And Randy said to him, they don't even have a Star Wars movie in the works. And he said, I know, but they will. And then they made 4, and guess who was on it? Randy's student. And he became one of Lucas's right-hand men on this virtual reality. I mean, this is amazing how far technology has come. And we're in this age. We're in the age where we've done this work of bringing the negativity into the light, haven't we? Every week we pray. The countries, the government, the world leaders that are incongruent, that they're using greed as their mantra, care nothing about their people. And let's not even talk about just China. Years and years ago, I received information about channeling of China, and that she was in for the shattering, an unbelievable shattering. And it came in the form of earthquake, and then all the catastrophes that have happened, and let's not even talk about the 60,000 children that they are just saying that transitioned because of the tainted formula. What group do you think prayed for the blessing of those children to go into the light?
We did.
That's right, you did. In a communist country. And all we did was bless those children, that they go into the light, and they may be returned as ascended masters to help take this world to the next step. It has to happen. It has to happen. The planet is actually working in sync with us. We're bringing things into the light, and believe me, you're going to see more of it. Because of the greed and corruption, the guys that settled in this Fannie Mae thing or something, whatever it was, all I remember is they took a $400,000 vacation. Somebody put them in jail. If we have to, let's make these teams that need to supervise and watch these guys and what are they doing with all the money. And I mean, this trickles down to the people that run the little leagues. Okay, that embezzle the money. We won't even talk about the priests who have taken all of the parishioners' money, priests, on gambling and women and all of this stuff. These are the people that they look up to, their spiritual leaders. Well, whoops. Let's just send them to the palatial palace where all the bad boys go. Where they have all the amenities and everything that's going on, and it's just like nothing ever happened. And the time has come where you can't sweep it under the rug anymore. Your message to you today is it's working. And don't pay any attention to the fear-based channeled emails that come through. I don't even, I get a phone call, and I don't really get many of these. The ones that I get, the angels let through. Like the morning we did the blessing of the water along with Emoto in Siberia. I didn't know they were doing a blessing of the water for the whole planet. Because I don't need to know. I don't need anybody else to tell me but the teachers and the guides that I work with. I am in charge of one thing, this group. Whether this group comes every week or you graduate from the mystery school or whatever it is, I am just here to help you through your daily life and living. You make yourself happy and you're happy in your life, the world gets happy. When are you going to get that? When are you going to get that you worrying about what's going to happen with the election, how are we going to bring the troops home, all of those things? That's not your job. Who's going to listen to your great big plan anyway?